Hello everyone, we're trying something a little bit different today. So as a consequence we're using the integrated webcam in the laptop that we do these broadcasts with, and unfortunately the laptop camera is right at the bottom of the monitor, which is just very strange. So to look at the comments that you make, it looks like I'm staring up at the roof, but in reality I'm just looking at the monitor. So welcome everyone to our regular weekly coin news video from the Purple Penny. I hope you can hear me. Hello Paul, Matthew, Peter, Tony, Gwen, Alex and Mike. Now the last week was very busy actually in the shop. We had the new release of mint product on Thursday, which was a bit different to what we usually do because we didn't have any of the stock from the mint, so we didn't list any products on Thursday morning, which is a bit of a disappointment. In fact, we only got some of the stock in last thing on Friday afternoon from a courier, so always a bit of a struggle to sell things when you don't have them. That being said, we had lots of regulars come in. Saturday was very busy. Our helper Jared was in here and he helped me do quite a few things around the shop on Saturday. That's always a rewarding experience, seeing him expand on his knowledge. Lots of buying as usual. Nothing too exciting that we bought this week other than a gold sovereign that someone metal detected in the mid-north of South Australia. So I'll be posting up a picture of that later in the week, so make sure you watch out on our Facebook page for that. So we'll just jump to the news here. And again, apologies for the slightly different image quality to what we are used to. Not the image quality isn't usually the best, but it's even worse than usual today. The September RAM releases happened last Thursday. As I've already said, we didn't have any of the stock available. We now have a bit of the annual lunar stock available on our website, and I believe a couple of the Battle of New Elay coins still available on our website. We are still waiting on some of our Animalia inventory to arrive. We just got notified this morning that the damaged Animalia inventory that we returned is being replaced and being sent back to us. We hope to have that available in the next couple of weeks. Today was supposed to be a new line listing day for mint products, but we were a bit unclear about whether it really was or wasn't, so we've had to sit on our hands about that. But the October releases are going to generate a fair bit of interest. Read into that what you will. Just think about what the most common, most popular coin is at the moment, and you'll understand what the release is going to be. $2 market continues to leap forward in leaps and bounds, again purely driven by the demand side. There's no shortage of any of the $2 coins, but certainly the hype is building. Red poppies are pushed over the $200 mark, I noticed in the last few days, which is crazy. You could buy them for $140 a month ago, so please don't get caught up in that sort of stuff if you are interested in $2 coins. A couple of interesting news items that I noted during the week. One was renovations at a French mansion, and builders were knocking down a wall inside a French mansion, and they found a box that contained 239 gold coins of the 17th century, so that's the 1600s. Those coins are going to go to auction, expected to fetch anywhere up to £200 million. So that's a pretty remarkable, £200,000. Let me rephrase that, £200,000. That's a pretty remarkable find for in the wall of the house that you're doing renos to. And the last one here was really interesting. Those of you who know a little bit about European currency would know that members of the European Union mostly transition from their old currency to the euro, and most of the countries provide a grace period where you can cash your money in and exchange them for euros. And Spain has, I think, went to the euro in 2002, and Spanish people have had an opportunity to return their coins and banknotes up until just last month to change it into euros. When the deadline expired last month, the Spanish Treasury estimated that there was still 793 million euros worth of Spanish peseta notes in circulation, or in money boxes or under mattresses or wherever they happen to be. Now that's a buttload of money that people haven't chosen to change into euros, and I guess people don't necessarily understand where the money is, and lose track of it, and perhaps don't understand how the mints and things like that work, and that there has to be a deadline. So yeah, 793 million euro in Spanish banknotes, obsolete Spanish banknotes, still in circulation. Right, so the topic of the week this week is something that really just came about because Catherine and I got something out of our collection that we haven't looked at for a long time, and it just spawned this idea that we would bring it in. So what I'm going to talk about today is Shipwreck Coins. So those of you who have been around coin collecting for a while would know that there have been many shipwrecks over the centuries, and that there is a thriving trade in coins that are recovered from those shipwrecks. Now, the most commonly available coins available from shipwrecks are from Spanish colonial ships that were wrecked on the journey from Central and South America back to Spain, loaded up with silver that they'd plundered from the mines in South America and Central America. So they're the most commonly available coins, and they typically are Spanish colonial coins, 8 reals, fractional reals. Sometimes you do see gold coins and silver bars and so on and so forth. There are also many ships that sunk on the journey from Europe to Asia, and right along the path from north of Holland in the North Sea, right down the west coast of Africa, the south of Africa, and of course along the east coast of Australia. So you've got here a Dutch ducatoon. So this is a crown-sized silver coin from 1733. The provenance of it is unclear, but these sorts of coins have been found on shipwrecks off of Western Australia. They've also been found on shipwrecks around Indonesia, and on shipwrecks off the south coast of Africa. So we've handled a few of these coins, and you can see that this coin is obviously corroded and affected by the seawater. It'd probably been in the ocean for 260 years or 250 years. If you're looking for a coin like this from a Australian source, they have to be traded with a West Australian Certificate of Authenticity, West Australian Museum Certificate of Authenticity, and you're looking at $1,000 or $2,000, perhaps $3,000 for those. If you're looking for an 8 reals from a Spanish shipwreck, then you might be able to pick one up for $100 or $200. Those of you who collect sovereigns would know that a ship called the Douro sank full of Australian sovereigns, and there are a number of Australian sovereigns in PCGS holders that are attributed to the SS Douro wreck. There was also the Admiral Gardner, which was a ship that sank near, I believe it sank off the north coast of Spain, and it was full of cash coins for India, and you often see those cash coins for sale here in Australia in coin shops. They're very inexpensive, $10 or $20 each. Before we go on to the big deal, we only had one wreck coin in the shop at the moment, and I'll just hold that up. Well, that's right, the camera's down here. Probably can't see it. It's very dark. It's I think it's a 2 reals So it's a what's called a cob. A cob is a coin that is cut, that is struck from a blank that is cut from a silver bar, and you can see on the reverse side of this coin that is encrusted. So that's called incrustation, and that happens when this coin's been underwater for 200 or 300 years. So that's a cute little 2 reals there. But we'll get on to the big boy, which is what this whole thing was about. Right, so what you can see there is a timber from a money chest from a shipwreck that dates from 1747. So I'll just put my hand in here and you get an idea of the scale of it. Okay, and we can see there's an 8 reals coin embedded in the wood there. There's an 8 reals coin embedded just there, and another one underneath it. And if I just bring this up closer, you'll see here that there were 7 or 8 reals coins embedded in that sediment there, and they have been removed. And then if you look just here, you'll notice that there is the incuse impression of an 8 reals coin there. So there's been a coin there that has been taken off of there. So this is a well-preserved, I'll just hold it up here, a well-preserved timber from a chest. You just see the reverse of it there. From a money chest, taken off of a ship that was wrecked in 1747. So this is something that Catherine and I picked up several years ago at auction. Very unique thing, not something that I have ever seen for sale in Australia before or since. You do get treasure auctions in the US, but you very rarely see this sort of thing here in Australia. So what ship did that come from? And apologies in advance here, we're switching back to my face. So when we bought this item, there wasn't any provenance in the auction with regards to where it had come from. So we had this posted up to a website that we own, and we got contacted out of the blue one day by a South African gentleman who said, "Oh, I know what that's from. I've seen it before. It's from the Regis Dol shipwreck, which was an East Indian trading ship that was wrecked off the west coast of South Africa in 1747. Now, how did he know that it was off of the Regis Dol and that this piece was from there? Because he was one of the guys that helped salvage more than 7,000 coins off of that wreck in 1979. So the Regis Dol was a trading ship that was travelling from Holland to the East Indies. It was loaded down with 30,000 or more 8 reals, and it encountered a storm, tried to shelter behind an island off the west coast of South Africa, and unfortunately hit a reef and was lost. And just 17 men of the 297 men on board survived. So, you know, it's a fairly tragic thing that happened all those years ago. But these sorts of shipwrecks were reasonably common, and of course, people being people tried to recover the items from those shipwrecks, and this is a timber from that shipwreck. So that's the Regis Dol wreck. If you look around, you will find 8 reals from that wreck do turn up on the market from time to time, and you'll actually find that they are in exceptional condition. And if we just jump back to the picture of the shipwreck timber here, I'll just hold this up. You can see this this 8 reals here it's basically in mint state. There's no wear on it, and the records that we read about this wreck said that the vast majority of the coins that were on it had never circulated. Okay, so it was full of uncirculated 8 reals coins when it sunk. Right. So that's the topic of the day. Just a short one today. We've only done 16 minutes, but I thought that piece was well worth sharing. It's the first time we've looked at it in several years, and not something that we'll probably ever surpass. It's probably the nicest thing that we own. So if no one has any questions, we'll wind it up there because it's lunchtime and I'm hungry. I'll just wait 30 seconds to see if anyone has any questions. No. Alright, well, thanks everyone. I'll take my glove off now. Thanks everyone for watching. Happy and safe collecting. As always, if you've got any topics that you would like covered in this video, please give us a call or send us a message or email us, and we will do our best to cover it in the future sometime. Stay safe wherever you are. Stay well, and bye for now.